3 days ago, I, a 28-year-old woman, tied the knot with Patrick, my 28-year-old partner of 5 years. My younger sister, Clara, 26, always craving the spotlight, tried to hijack my special day. But I was ready for her. A week before the wedding, our baker tipped me off about Clara's scheme. She had ordered a separate cake to announce her pregnancy, claiming I had approved it. She even offered to pay double to keep it hush-hush. Thankfully, the baker's integrity shone through, and she alerted me instead. Clara's plan was clear: steal the thunder at my wedding. I could have stopped her, but I decided to outmaneuver her. Her need to overshadow my joy stung, and I wasn't going to let her get away with it. Though I've never been fond of her antics, I'd never stooped to her level for attention. Still, I chose to strike back, a decision that's now fractured our family. My parents are furious with me. Here's what went down. The wedding ceremony was flawless. As Patrick and I prepared to cut our cake, Clara interrupted, unveiling her surprise cake with "Congratulations on the new baby" written in icing. The crowd erupted in applause for her and her husband, Stephen. My parents were the worst, sobbing and completely ignoring me. Some relatives stayed by my side, but Clara's stunt was tactless for my day. When she smugly suggested we resume our wedding, I made my move. I'd invited a guest who could turn the tables. Smiling, I expressed my happiness for her, catching her off guard. Then I announced that someone crucial was missing, making her moment incomplete. Right on cue, Jared, Clara's 28-year-old ex-boyfriend from before her marriage to Stephen, walked in. Clara's history with Jared and Stephen was messy. She dated Jared in college, living together until their relationship hit rough waters because Jared wanted marriage and she didn't. About 3 years ago, she started seeing Stephen while still with Jared, overlapping for at least 6 months. I pieced this together during her wedding last year, but I kept quiet, thinking it wasn't worth stirring up. Mutual friends of Jared confirmed the timeline, and I learned Clara had been checking in with him even after marrying Stephen. When the baker revealed Clara's plan, I contacted Jared. He was shocked to hear about her pregnancy announcement and admitted she'd been messaging him regularly, giving him false hope. I convinced him to confront her at the wedding. As Jared entered, Clara's smugness vanished. He congratulated her, then told Stephen it was generous of him to let Clara stay in touch with an ex she'd cheated with during their overlap. Stephen was stunned, and chaos ensued. Stephen and Clara stormed out, arguing fiercely. My parents berated me for orchestrating such a cruel spectacle over something trivial. I told them if they disapproved, they could leave too, and they did, along with a few others. Most guests stayed, congratulated me, and the wedding continued. Patrick and I felt justified, but the next day, my parents showed up with an ultimatum. They claimed Clara's marriage was crumbling because of me. Stephen was livid about her ongoing contact with Jared and the cheating. They demanded I apologize to Clara and Stephen, claiming Jared's accusations were a prank. I refused. This was the truth, not a joke. They called me selfish, saying I'd tarnished the family's reputation. When I stood my ground, they left, and my mother and I blocked each other. I'm starting to wonder if I went too far. But Clara started this by trying to make my wedding about her. Am I wrong for exposing her and risking her marriage? Thanks for all the support. It means a lot to Patrick and me. Many asked how I know Jared. He and Patrick went to the same high school, though Jared was a year younger. They weren't close, but Jared was on the football team with Patrick's friends, and that's how I met him. I'm close with some of those friends, who shared details about Clara's relationship with Jared and the overlap with Stephen. Jared and I only spoke extensively to plan this. I don't know why Jared didn't cut Clara off after their breakup, despite knowing she cheated. That's too personal for me to pry into, and I'm not his therapist. I feel for him. He seems to still love her. But we only discussed what was necessary for the wedding plan. Clara's continued contact with him, despite being married, was shady, especially since she only stopped recently, likely due to her pregnancy. Jared felt misled, which is why he agreed to confront her. It's been a week since the wedding, and I'm done with the drama. I don't care if Clara and Stephen stay together or not. My parents and I have blocked each other, and I'm okay with it. They've always favored Clara, their golden child. Growing up, I was jealous of her, but that turned into resentment, then indifference. They insisted on inviting her to my wedding, just as she invited me to hers. Her need for attention is why I started avoiding her. Now, we're done for good. Only supportive family members are still in touch. Jared texted me saying he got the closure he needed. Patrick and I are thrilled for our upcoming honeymoon and won't let this ruin it. Jared reached out hours after my last update. Clara had asked to meet him at a cafe, but Stephen was there too. An ambush. Stephen yelled at Jared to stay away, blaming him for the mess. Jared countered that Clara kept contacting him, not the other way around, and showed Stephen screenshots of their chats, proving she initiated contact. Stephen was speechless, and Jared left. I'm certain their marriage is over. Clara's actions are her own fault. She's manipulative and confused. My parents will likely blame me, but I'm ready to confront them. 3 days after my last update, my family showed up at my house. They claimed they treated Clara and me equally, but I was just jealous. They said Clara only wanted to share her pregnancy news to bond with me, but I knew her plan and sabotaged it with Jared. They accused me of humiliating her and causing Stephen to file for divorce. They demanded I apologize and cover Clara's divorce and medical costs for 6 months. I laughed. It was absurd. I reminded them Clara ruined her own marriage by contacting Jared and cheating. I also called out their lifelong favoritism toward her, which enabled her selfishness. They argued, but I was done. Patrick threatened to call the police, and they left. We're relieved to resolve this before our honeymoon. Clara and my parents kept trying to guilt me, with relatives texting me that I ruined her life, especially with a baby on the way. I shared Jared's screenshots proving Clara's deceit, which only made them angrier. They threatened to sue me and Jared for defamation, but I'm not worried. It's the truth. If they try, I'll counter with a harassment claim. My supportive family has cut off Clara and my parents, recognizing their toxicity. Patrick and I are focusing on our honeymoon, determined not to let them ruin it. Some asked if Clara's baby might not be Stephen's. I have no proof of ongoing affairs, but given her history, it's possible. I didn't tell Stephen earlier because we barely know each other. No friendship, no contact. Looking back, maybe I should have, but I didn't. On our honeymoon, we were drama-free, but back home, my mother posted on Facebook portraying herself as a saintly mother with an ungrateful child, me. Relatives called her out, exposing her favoritism, Clara's lavish birthdays versus my modest ones. Clara also tried to smear me by having a friend claim I had an affair, but Patrick didn't buy it, and the guy vanished when pressed for proof. Clara's desperate to shift the blame, but her divorce and infidelity are stealing the spotlight she craves. I'm done with her games and moving on with my life. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.